During the American Revolution, the battlefield wasn't the deadliest place to be. That title belongs to the dark, disease-ridden hulks anchored off the coast of Brooklyn, British prison ships, where thousands of captured American soldiers, sailors, and civilians were packed into rotting vessels and left to die. After the British captured New York in 1776, they found themselves overwhelmed with prisoners. Rather than house them in proper facilities, they turned decommissioned warships into makeshift prisons. The worst of them all, the HMS Jersey, nicknamed Hell Afloat. These ships weren't meant for people. They were floating coffins. There was no ventilation, no sanitation, and barely any food. Over 1,000 men could be crammed below deck, shoulder to shoulder in total darkness. Disease swept through the hold like wildfire: typhus, smallpox, dysentery. And the stench was so overpowering that British guards refused to go below. Prisoners drank stagnant water and gnawed on worm-eaten biscuits. Some went mad. Others simply gave up. Escape was nearly impossible. The ships were heavily guarded, surrounded by water, and those who tried often drowned or were shot. Even if you survived the daily torment, you probably wouldn't survive the week. By the end of the war, over 11,000 Americans had died on British prison ships, more than twice the number killed in combat. Their bodies were hastily buried in shallow graves along the Brooklyn shore. Many washed up later, bones exposed to the tide, forgotten for decades until a few were eventually gathered and buried in a crypt that still stands today in Fort Greene Park. But this wasn't just neglect, it was policy. The British considered captured rebels to be traitors, not prisoners of war. They weren't protected, they weren't fed, they weren't supposed to survive. It's a chapter of American history that's barely mentioned in textbooks, yet it stands as one of the war's most brutal legacies. Because sometimes the most horrifying truths never make it into the official story. Like, subscribe and join us for more history's hidden nuggets. Short, smart, unforgettable.